welcome back to The Honest Edit. I'm Holly with Organized DFW, and this is Scarlett.
Hello.
With White Space Methods. We are coming in today.
Hot.
Coming in hot today. Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
We're hot. Oh yeah, turn that fan off so it doesn't.
Oh, sorry, Raylan.
We are having Texas heat hot flashes over here because it's October and it's still a bazillion degrees. So we're doing great. But today we're going to tackle something that we've talked about lots of time before, but perfectionism, but it's actually control disguised as perfectionism.
Mm-hmm.
So it's spending 2 hours color coding your bookshelf to realize you still don't know what's for dinner, or doing something that looks perfect that's like gripping your life too tight and hoping everything will magically fall into place. That's actually control. That's a control issue. So we're going to talk about how control can keep you stuck. And kind of what that looks like with what we see with our clients.
Yeah, and I feel like that's come up a lot lately for me. And it's kind of looking a little bit like the micromanaging a bit and sort of freaking out about kind of like, don't sweat the small stuff, and you're sweating the small stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel when you're an organized person and you're working on an efficient sort of playing field and you're feeling peace at home and everything just is feeling right, at that point, you have clarity. And I think that's really the biggest thing, is just to have that clarity. You know what you're prioritizing. You know what your day is going to look like because, you know, you wrote your week out and you have an idea of what things look like. But when you don't have that clarity, you have no idea what you should be focused on. You start sort of just gravitating towards these sort of random things. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like they are arguing with their children because their pajamas are mixed and matched versus a full set.
Correct.
And it's like, I think the priority really is the fact that your kid put their pajamas on and they're getting into bed at an appropriate time and they feel good before they're going to sleep because they're not arguing with you.
Yes. I think it's refolding the towels because no one does it right, but the clarity is knowing what actually matters, that do I care if the towels are folded perfectly to fit into the cabinet, or do
that
I
my husband did it and they're clean.
They're clean and they're put away and I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
And I think that was something that I struggled with a lot after Max was born, because I had a lot of, it was COVID, taking care of the kid myself. Jim was upstairs working, couldn't let go of like everything being perfect and the counters being clear or whatever. But what I really needed is like, hey, just go do the thing. And I think after several years now of motherhood, I remember my mom would come over and like fold the laundry and she'd be like, this is probably not how you fold it. I'm like, I don't fucking care how it's folded. No. It's clean. Yeah. It's put away. It doesn't matter anymore. And that's like, that was a big let go for me. So, I want you to think about where in your life you're confusing control with clarity.
Yeah.
Is it at work, when you're like tweaking a PowerPoint until midnight instead of just hitting the send button and going to bed and getting that sleep that you need for the presentation? Or when you're in the middle of trying to cook dinner and you're rearranging the pantry instead of actually cooking dinner.
And then you burn dinner and then you're mad and then...
Which I get into sometimes when I'm like meal prepping for the day and I know I'm going to spend the day in the kitchen. Like I'm cooking and I'm relabeling and I'm decanting and I'm doing all these things. And it feels like efficiency to me because I'm getting stuff done. But really, I should be focusing on get the meals done and then carve out these other things that need to be done at a different time. And then, the boys walk in the kitchen, they're like, whoa, Mom has completely destroyed the kitchen. And then food's actually not ready. Right. So, unless, like I love...
And again, that's that clarity.
Yes.
What is really the priority in the moment? Is it just really putting away the groceries, or do you need to alphabetize the pasta? and then at that point, an hour's gone by, you're doing all these tiny little tasks that you feel like need to be perfect.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to say
I want
alphabetize the
someone,
pasta.
if you alphabetize your pasta, listen, if you do it, let me know. It's like the fourth time last month that has come up for me. And I want to know who does it. I want to know, is it the giant, like, cooking chef's kitchen folks that do it? Are you doing, like, who's doing that?
Yeah,
And I want to know.
I have seen it too, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, there's
having to have all the different kinds of pasta. Listen, I opened a bag of pasta. They all cook the same time. They decant together. We have surprise pasta.
Well, see, now I live in an Italian household.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And I can't
That's
do that.
sacrilege
Yeah,
for
and
you.
my mother-in-law lives with me, who's a tiny little Italian woman, and there will be no mixing of pasta.
No.
And if I don't even prep the pasta a certain way, like boil it a certain way, that it's sacrilege.
Yeah.
But I'm not alphabetizing my pasta, and I'm not going into these subcategories and spending that time. And I don't do a lot of decanting because that doesn't work for my lifestyle. Right. But I do put pasta and rice and grains into canisters, and it takes me 2 seconds.
Right.
But I do not do that organization when I am grocery shopping, because chances are, if I'm grocery shopping, I'm also doing other errands.
Yeah.
And grocery shopping just takes it out of me. And so I don't really feel like, and I want to, trust me. Oh gosh, do I want to? I'm in the pantry. I'm already in there. My brain wants to do it, but I know I have other things that are more important. And so what you should do instead is, I'm noticing that my pantry is getting a little bit out of hand and there's a little bit of clutter built up, or maybe I need to assess the expiration dates or whatever it is. I'm going to put that in my schedule.
And you have clarity on, I'm going to do this. Here are the things I need to look out for. Yep. Instead of getting stuck in the pantry while you're trying to figure out what you need. Yeah. So let's talk about a healthy structure versus what control could be. Here are some relatable scenarios. So a healthy structure is a bedtime routine. Perfectionism or control is freaking out because bath time didn't start when the hatch went off with the bath time music. It's about having a little bit of flexibility in there, that even though this didn't start at this moment, or we're 5 minutes behind, we can still catch up. That way you're not stressed and you're not putting out weird energy while you're trying to calm down the kiddos.
Or it could be, like, my biggest thing is hosting. Yes. I love hosting, and I was a huge control freak about how is the dinner table set? Or does everything match? Or is there a stain on something? Like, who cares? And if you have people over that are going to judge you for that, chances are you should probably not be hanging around them. Right. But I feel like the healthy structure is really like, create a menu, stick to the menu. But the perfectionism could be, are you using all matching pots? Did the potatoes not come out great? So you're going to like remake it and then spend all that time. Like,
how does the landscaping look for your hosting?
Yeah, I have done that before. I literally did, though, and that's how bad I was. I was so bad. I was not focusing on the menu. I was not focusing even on the tablescaping.
Even inside.
I was
inside the house.
Landscaping my yard because I felt like it looked like crap. And my husband walked out and was like, what the hell are you doing?
That's control, y'all.
And that was total. And I have worked on that. Yeah. So we're not coming at you with what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. These are things that we have gone through and what we are focusing on right now and what works for us. Yeah. And it's really that prioritizing and having that clarity. Those are the two biggest things.
Yeah. Another thing that comes to mind that I do to myself sometimes when I have a new client and a big job is that I will focus on, like I give new clients, if we have a big job, like a big presentation or, like, it's like a PowerPoint of like, here are the spaces, here are our goals. And I will spend so much time on that instead of just hitting send. So I'm spending time, my time that I'm not getting paid for to get a job and messing with the fonts, messing with the alignment, all of the things when I just need to send the fucking thing and be done with it so I can go back and be with my family or work on the other things.
I was just doing that. See, we still do things, but we're identifying it.
We know a little bit better now.
Right. And we can stop ourselves while we're doing it, because I was just putting together a mood board and I was fucking around with the fonts and the backdrop. And I was like, I really need to change all this. And then I was diving into my branding and it was like 9:30 at night. And instead of just literally sitting with my client who would not give two shits, and she's been my client for 6 years. So she really doesn't care about a pretty mood board. She just wants to see the crap that I've chosen for her and get a sense of how it's going to work and go from there. But I was literally getting down to the nitty gritty of all of what you just described. And then I finally said, you know what? Send.
Yeah. Be
Sorry
done
if that
with
was
it.
loud. But
That's fine.
I literally I was like, we're done.
I think that calling out the cost of what this control and perfectionism does is it steals your joy. It takes away your energy. It takes away your time. It takes away you being present in the moment. And then you end up missing the whole thing because you're trying to make this thing look this certain way. And it's not about any of that at all.
And it can cause a lot of friction within the household.
It sure can.
A ton of friction. I feel like I work with a lot of clients, couples, and you could just feel the tension because someone's focused on this and someone's focused on that. And I'm like, all right, you two, let's take the boxing gloves off. Let's go in our neutral corners. And let's really figure out what matters here. And that's really 100% how I approach it.
Right.
And then we come to an agreement, and I keep them focused on that. Stop focusing on the towels. Stop focusing on the Legos over there in the corner. Let's focus on what you're really bringing me in for.
Right. And the way that I do that, and even in my own household is, or with clients too, with partners, and is that, yes, instead of arguing about the thing or bringing in the energy, let's sit down and let's create a list of our non-negotiables. What actually matters for family dinner? What actually matters for a routine for family dinner for the kids? Let's set a good enough bar because let's face it, we're not always running at 100%.
No.
Our partners aren't always running at 100%. We've talked about this. I have 40, you have 60 to give. So let's figure out what the good enough bar is and give yourself the permission to finish something if it's 80%. If the kid did half of the things for the dinner and you're like, I don't want to put this dinner on another dish because I don't want to whatever, guess what? Everyone can pick up their plate, go to the stove, help themselves, and it is easier for everyone in the end. So,
or don't nitpick.
Don't nitpick.
I feel like I see a lot of nitpicking. Like you want your husband to do this one thing and he does it, but then you destroy him about or her.
Are you talking about me?
Whoever. No, no. I mean, I see this.
I love you, Jim.
The time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, okay, you want him to do XYZ. Maybe you just want him to put away the dishes in the dishwasher, and that's his little chore at the end of the night as he puts the dishes away. But maybe he puts it away in the wrong spot, or maybe he doesn't put it away where it's all like stacked and pretty and nice or whatever. Or maybe he doesn't put the lids on the Tupperware like he should. But you know what? He did the damn thing.
You're really talking about me right now.
I'm really not. But maybe I am. I don't know. I'm also talking to myself too.
Yeah.
Like they did the task. They wanted to help. They heard you. It doesn't mean that they're going to do it at the level that you wanted them to do it. But that can be built on with layers.
And that's
patient.
Be patient. But that's also a whole thing that I'm going through right now is what is the, I don't like the word expectation, but what does this look like for me to make me feel good about this? And what does it make my partner feel good about? Finding the 80%. If this is done 80%, that's fine. But having those conversations with your partner, with your family, with your kids, with your mother-in-law, with whoever is living in your home, that this is how we want this to look. we know that we're not at it 100% all of the time.
Right.
We're not going to control and spend energy and time on if it doesn't get done to this perfect level, but we need this to at least be done. So leave room for a messy middle. Life's not a Pinterest board. It's a junk drawer with a side of candlelight. And that's okay. It's okay that it's not 100% all of the time. Give yourself a break and communicate with your people about, this is what I really want. And maybe it's this, we're having a hosting event come up. Here are my non-negotiables. Here are the things that I want to be really nailed out. I want them to look very nice. I want them to match all this. But other stuff,
that's what you do, and the other stuff.
And then the other stuff goes somewhere else. And these are the other thing that's important. I have been asking myself lately about the kitchen counter, because you guys know that that's like my thing, is this about the control am I out of control right now and I'm mad about the kitchen counter because I haven't been home all day to do it, and half of this shit belongs to the rest of the family and they need to be doing it? Or is it about I'm seeking clarity for myself by having the kitchen counter cleaned off because that's what makes me feel good? So, maybe you just set like a timer, set a 20-minute timer to do this task good enough. And then you're not going to spiral into this whole arguing with your spouse, getting nitpicky, shit not actually getting done for what you need to happen in the next
And that's the clarity.
hour.
So I have a lot of guides and I have a few ebooks. And within that, if I'm teaching or working or coaching or pick a word, I'm working with a client and they are frustrated with the fact that tasks are just not getting done. And then there's tension. And not only if it's not getting done, if it does get done, it's rushed and then it's not done properly. Well, okay, let's put all that to the side. Let's bring in the clarity for a hot minute. What are these tasks that need to be done either daily, weekly, monthly? Who do they get assigned to? Who's okay with doing it? And then I feel like whoever lives in, if it's a family, if it's friends, whoever lives in the household, at the end of the night or whatever the time speaks to you, could even be in the morning. I've got clients that do way better in the morning than they do at night. And they do these sort of resets, if you will. And for that, what you're talking about, set a timer, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever makes sense to you to reset that space. On 9 times out of 10, it's at night, it's before bed, it's before the kiddos, are off for the evening, the parents could sit down and relax or whatever. That's like the most, normal scenario here. So I'm going to use that. But you could literally set that timer, like you said. Everybody's got their little moments of what they're supposed to do. Dad's putting away the dishes in the kitchen. Mom's putting away the laundry. The kiddos are putting up their toys in their toy bins. And that's the reset. And be happy that there's always room for improvement. That is doing it, and get in that system and that habit first. Then say, okay, everybody, I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all are all doing these things, but let's see if we could do this a little bit more elevated next time. Or whatever. And then you're not like nitpicking and yelling and everybody doesn't feel good about it. And then it feels like a chore and it feels like a weight and nobody enjoys the 20-minute reset or whatever that looks like. I
think it's really important to focus and be in the moment with your energy when you're doing this type of work. Because if you're just frustrated because it's not getting done your way, it's not going to come across right. That energy is not going to be picked up by these people that you're asking for help from. So check your energy at the door when you're doing this type of work. And again, like Scarlett said, having the conversations on what what is the non-negotiable, what is the priority, what does that look like right now? And then just like you're teaching, teaching your kid to go to the bathroom. There are different levels of that. There are different stages for everything. And it's really messy in the beginning, and then it gets really good, and then it's like something that you don't have to worry about
because
anymore.
You have that clarity.
Right.
You know the challenges already. You put the systems in place. You build the habits. And then from the habits, then you can self-improve it.
Right.
But you have to start at the foundation somewhere. And that's where it's the clarity in the system and not about the control and the yelling.
Yes. So, this week, we want you guys to notice where you can loosen up your grip on some of these, like household chores or with work stuff, with relationships. You don't need to do it all perfectly. You just need to do it clearly and intentionally in a way that gets it actually done so you can live your life. So,
yes.
Let us know what you guys are working on so we can cheer you on. And remember to cut the clutter, keep the joy. And we're all just doing our best. So just tell yourself, I'm just doing the best I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
Yes. Thanks,
Bye.
Guy. Bye.